Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Adrian, for this story on low birth rate. We're not hearing about these things quite as much because of the circumstances that we are in right now. And you can best believe the low birth rate is still a big problem in America. So are opioids and many things pre COVID 19. It's still happening. So this came out on today. Birth rates in the US declined to its lowest level in 35 years. So what they're saying is in 2019, they noticed 1% less births than 2018. So, of course, this is still a problem, and it's hitting historic levels in the US. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Americans are simply not having enough babies to replace the existing population, which is going to be even more difficult because you have a lot of the elderly dying during the time of COVID 19. All you got to do is pick up your local newspaper and look at the obituaries, and you'll see who's really dying in this country, contrary to what the media is trying to tell you. The media is telling us one thing. Pick up those newspapers. The newspapers are going to tell you something entirely different. This is why I want you all, if possible, to look online for your local newspaper or look at the actual paper itself, at the obituaries. So there are a couple of caveats. The statistics are the rates for a period of time of 2019. That's what we're talking about right now. To understand birth rates, Hamilton and his colleagues examined 99% of the birth certificates issued in 2019. Last year, there were 3,745,540 births, 1% less than 2018. The general fertility rate was 58.2 births per 1,000 women ages 15 to 44. So what they're saying, it don't capture a lot of things, such as women delaying birth, or other decisions that women would make to put off having babies, like putting their career first. Okay, birth rate decreased in almost every group. So they said these decreases have occurred over the last 5 years. Women in their 40s are having more babies, but could be that women in their 20s and 30s will have babies. They're just waiting. A lot of times in their 20s and 30s, they're more focused on careers, and that's because this country told them to do that. They didn't put family first, they put careers first. So now this is what these younger people are doing. They're following suit, they're putting their careers first. Okay. For women in their 40s, the maternal birth rate is increasing, and we are able to harness more fertility treatments. And as women are, especially educated, affluent women, are marrying later and having kids later, the director of Money Relationships and Equality Initiative at the University of Wisconsin-Madison told today, we're beginning to really push the biological limits of this trend. Whalen said the decreasing birth rates often reflect a change in norms. In 2018, marriage rates were the lowest since 1900, with 6.5 new marriages per 100 people. In addition to delaying abstaining from marriage, more Americans may now value a smaller family size. But financial constraints also play a role in declining birth rates. And Whalen believes some people are still reeling from the 2008 financial crisis. We have had economic ups and downs, she said. When people are feeling economically concerned, there are going to be fewer births. The researchers found another interesting trend contributing to fewer babies. Teen birth rates decreased by 5% for females age 15 to 19. We've seen that decline in teen pregnancy rates over the last decade, and that has been a positive trend. When Whalen, as a society, we did a very effective job around the dialogue about the challenge of teen pregnancy and birth. We have also increased availability of birth control. I tell you what, with the kids, especially the teens that are now in isolation or, part of the lockdown, you can best believe that teen pregnancy rate will probably go down to nothing the next time around because they're just not around each other like they used to be. The report looks only at data from last year and doesn't include any information about how COVID-19 pandemic might impact birth rates for 2020 and beyond. Whalen suspects that the crisis will lead to even fewer babies. I agree with that. People are not working. You got to consider 36.5 million people are out of work. They are getting unemployment, and we know unemployment is crap in the US. People are not trying to bring in another child that they have to take care of, feed, clothe, and just do everything for that child. And you don't know how long you're going to be collecting that unemployment, how many extensions they're going to allow, and the time between everybody going out here and looking for work again. You just don't know what's going to happen. And a lot of times, if people, don't know what is going to happen, they're not going to run the risk of having babies right now. Okay, so with COVID-19, fertility treatments have been paused, and the unemployed people are likely worried about the additional cost of having babies. Exactly. What are we going to see with the pandemic and the job losses and the huge economic insecurity? Are people saying, wow, now is not the time to have a child, Whalen said. Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. Plus, there's a little too much togetherness. We kind of want to kill each other because we're stuck in the house together, and that doesn't leave a lot of room for sexy time, she said. Well, everybody is not hating on each other in the house. Okay. It might be that way for her, but that's not the case with everybody. It will likely take years to understand the effects of COVID-19 has on birth rates and the makeup of the American family. At least retrospectively, we will be able to tell a much clearer picture of the fertility impact of this period, she said. Wow. Yeah, I would say COVID-19, if anything, is going to put the country in an even deeper situation with this low birth rate. But I'm not surprised that the birth rate was even lower in 2019 than it was in 2018. But like I said, I think it's going to be even more dramatic when the numbers come out, especially not only the birth rate, but the population decline due to COVID-19. I would like to see that data. I mean, we have been asking for the data on all of these Black deaths And it's amazing how they want to tell us these things, but they don't want to show us any data. I find that very, very interesting. But I guess if you can't back up your lie, then why bother putting some data out there, right? Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.